Hey everyone, this is James again with a kind of updated version of my haunted loan strategy spreadsheet version 3. I updated the spreadsheet and didn't make a new one, so sorry if that messed up anybody's thing. So I fixed a few bugs because like on the HEX Staking thing, I added a lot more stuff too. So I fixed some bugs with that to make it better, and then I added some bunch of stuff, but I'll go back to haunted stuff. So what did I do here? I added a few things. Fixed some stuff. Okay, so I added this guy here, so you can like have a strategy where like every paycheck, every 2 weeks you add like $100, whatever, worth of Pulse into your bag. And then I updated the PulseX fee to the now known 0.29%. And then I did like the price of Pulse over time. Before it was just this static. So it would take this and take basically it would 100x this price, and then it would divide that by 365, and then it would just take that amount, which would happen to be this amount here, 466 amount here. I would add it to every day over time when you're using this once per day thing. So you can still do that with by changing this right here, this additional price yield per day thing to 0%, and it'll only do this whatever this this guy here, whatever this amount, it would just add it every day. And now there's like a multiplier, so every day it multiplies the this times this. So 1 plus this times this. I can show you the column here that it uses to figure that out. So here the original is 0.466, and then it just starts out from here, and then it tacks on the extra percentage each day. So it's kind of like an exponential price change over time per day. So you can see how it in this smaller version here of the totals, like the price goes up faster over time. Price right here. So this kind of right now the settings show you over about a 5 years time 10,000x, which is, I don't know, pretty doable for 5 years. So I just, if you want to keep these settings, you can. Otherwise, if you change this, go up to like say 0.5%, then this will drastically go up. So you don't want to really mess too much with this. You want to increment it in very small percentages, increases and decreases. And then I change the how, like the strategy where you save part of your loan. Like before, it would save after you convert it to Pulse, and now the spreadsheet will save the USDL you get from the loan. It'll save whatever percentage that you have here. Let's remove. It'll save the percentage of the loan in USDL over time, and then it'll wait for a 50% increase in price of Pulse, and then it will kind of simulate a 10% drop in price or whatever you put here, and then it'll use that saved up USDL over time to buy more Pulse and put back into your vault. So you can see that here. Let's see here. Yeah, save USDL. So this is every day you save this amount, and then this is like the total over time. It's used in the spreadsheets calculations, and then every time it goes up, whatever percentage price it goes up, it'll buy this amount of Pulse, whatever you have in your bags, USDL. It'll buy, and then it'll add to the total for, to add to your collateralization. So you can change that how you want. And then I added, what did I do? I'll show you this. So in Liquid Loans, people can redeem their USDL for Pulse through instead of doing it through like an exchange or DeFi exchange, like I have on here, PulseX. People can like redeem their Pulse with their USDL through the actual Liquid Loans protocol. So what that means is it'll take the lowest collateralized loan vaults / loans, and it'll buy up that debt basically. So it removes whatever you have in your debt, your USDL loan, total loan here. It'll buy that debt, and then it'll basically closes your position, your vault, and then whatever you have left. So it takes Pulse from your vault and reduces your loan to 0 or whatever. And it does that from 110%, the lowest collateralized to the highest collateralized, and then it removes that debt here, and then it'll give you back your Pulse, put it back into your wallet, or it'll hold it until you're ready to collect it, receive it basically, because it can't just send it to you. And then so you can lose your debt position and then lose your Pulse that's in there because it buys it back and then closes it. So you're not really losing money, because this is like, as you can see, if you go from like this to this, you still keep your $200 like deposit and you get that back in Pulse. So that's why there's a $200 difference. But you can see like this is what you loaned out, and then if you're redeemed on or you're covered by, because the system recovers itself after a really high loss in price of Pulse, it recovers that debt. And then so that's like you don't really lose this because you pulled it out as a loan. But if you use this loan for any, you can't get it back, whatever, then you basically lost this amount of value in Pulse. So it does that. It just kind of shows you what happens over time if at any point you're redeemed upon and your vault gets closed. You'll lose like this amount of value because basically you use it as a loan. So you're not really losing it, but you are sort of. So you're losing some of your Pulse. So you basically lost your Pulse at that point in time, which you'd have to buy back in order to regain your Pulse position. But the value of Pulse is basically I kind of already explained it. So that's kind of why I included that stuff. And then that's up here too in this extra stuff. So then I added, so there's some more columns on like when you add money over time. This here you can kind of add however many days you want to add. And you can also insert more Pulse manually too here instead of just do it automatically. There's a column here for manually adding Pulse to your vault. So if you end up buying more, then here's kind of over time, and that just kind of helps you picture the compounding effect. If you put 50 less, then your gains will be a lot lower because you didn't compound it basically. What else? And then doing this USDL, saving USDL for later on a price drop. This shows you like your survival, including your USDL. So if for some reason your Pulse drops a lot, and you have this extra USDL, you can kind of survive a larger drop than what your collateralization rate will let you survive if you put this back in there. So that kind of shows you that. And then what else here? So then so on the price drop thing here, so buying Pulse, more Pulse at a 50% increase, it drops 10%, then you buy Pulse. You can make this whatever you want, but And then what it does is it'll actually put that drop in there. So if we buy this one here, it means that means it's went up 50%. So then it buys. So what it does is the next day, this system will, the spreadsheet will calculate that drop in price, and then it'll go up by by this average plus this multiplier yield thing here. And then you can kind of tell it to go even faster up, go back up faster in price until it reaches the previous all-time high, basically. So obviously this is super fast because it goes down and it goes up again. So if you that's what this recovery period multiplier thing does. It makes it at times the your rate of increase over time, this and this, or this price here or whatever, and it times it by that each day until it recovers to the previous all-time high. So that's just kind of give you a better, make it more real, basically, is what the whole goal is of this spreadsheet is to do. And then I added a few extra rows, like 1,000 rows, whatever, on the bottom of the spreadsheet to get more time, more years in here. So your spreadsheet's going to go a little slower, recalculating stuff when you change things. So you just want to be wary of that. And then, so you can see like 14 is 10,000x based on this original value here, 17.00017, and then 10,000x in about in 22. Yeah, it's about 5 years, a little less than 5 years. So it's kind of, this default setting is kind of giving you a 10,000x in 5 years. And then I haven't updated the 70% thing yet. It's just so taxing on the calculations that I don't know if I'm going to change that. But so that's why this thing isn't giving you like an accurate thing here, price increase based on your 70 versus 87. So it would be a lot higher. So I might have to work on that in the next few days or something if I get time. So I think that's everything on this spreadsheet. This, USD value taken. Okay, so yeah, so bugs are fixed. I don't think there are any bugs on this spreadsheet, but I just kind of updated it, added some extra stuff. And this always takes, like this redeem stuff takes into consideration. I don't have to worry about you guys about. Okay, so my HEX staking spreadsheet, I fixed the bug. So it was going like up in yield per over time, and I just didn't like complete some formula edits. I didn't put them down far enough down the spreadsheet to make it work right all the way down the line. So now I fixed that. And then I added so I added some stuff where you could like take out a percentage of your yield or a percentage of your principal every time an end stake happens. So I added that. You can take out your yield percentage, so you're actually able to cash out, and then it'll let you actually remove a percentage of your principal too if you want, so you can put 0 or whatever. And then that's about what I changed else. And then I updated it to like the latest date. I also did that on the haunted strategy because Richard said it's going to be another 2 months. I tacked on another like 2 months to this start date, so it's a little more accurate again, time wise. Back to this, so you can take out money, have it automatically take out money over time. Every time you end stake. Right now it's at about a year's staking time, so you're getting average 10%, whatever, 13%. And then it's so then Let me change this to like 15 days. So that'll take a little while to recalculate. So it takes a while to recalculate because it has to like go step by step, day by day. So instead of like being able to just calculate everything all at once, I mean, you can't do that technically, but it has to go step by step in order for the next day to realize the previous days, like, you know, changes and stuff. So that's why it takes so long to, and then plus you have, you know, 5,555 days. So, yeah, I haven't changed this initial HEX T-share rate thing yet, but, and then I added this automatically here. This will actually be automatically starting today instead of like it never changing from the 19th. So these days will automatically change every day on the spreadsheet. And if you don't want that to happen, when you copy this into your own folder, you can just copy this to this, and it should automatically just stay the same day every time. So if you want to like change that, so I'll get back to this stuff. You can see this will give you like a running total of how much you've taken out from your yield and your principal. So that's that, and then liquidated. You know, give you, if you liquidated that HEX right away, this will give you the current price of that, and then this is the running total of how much you've taken out in USD. So obviously, over time, as the price of HEX goes up, you'll be able to take out more per HEX, but you'll have less HEX to take out because you're taking out your yield and stuff. So you're getting less in yield over time, but the price of HEX kind of fights against that. So you would kind of take out more per year, but you're having less and less HEX. You know, right now obviously you have more HEX, but your yield is less. But this kind of gives you a amount of liquidated. You know, whenever you take out this yield and principal, it'll give you this total for every year. Or if you want to go on this, you know, down the line, you can see per day how much liquid HEX you've taken out, and then this converts it automatically every time you end stake to a dollar value, and then it adds that up. So that's that, and then you know, this gives your staked HEX value, and then I put the ROIs of, you know, if you stake it, and you know, following all this stuff, how much your ROI is over time versus like your whole, if you just hold this original amount in HEX if you didn't do staking. That's what this is. This is unstaked HEX without taking out anything. So that's unstaked and staked yield appreciation, price appreciation, and there's your ROI. So you kind of get a good idea as to how that works. And let's see here. I think that's everything I changed on here. Staked. So yeah, that's about it then. So let me double check here. If you put this date, no, on HEX staking, if you put this date at like a exact like 365 or something, and this yield percentage will like be weird. It'll go up and down some years because it's right on the year. But if you go into actual data on here, it'll look right. So whenever you use like an exact number for a year, it might give you a weird percentage here. So just be wary of that. Whenever you use like exact number of days every year, it'll just kind of give you an odd number here. But it's just because it's taking a snapshot of that exact date. It just looks weird because you haven't like ended your stake yet, so you haven't actually received that money. That's why it looks weird. So just be wary of some oddities to how the spreadsheet works. I haven't updated the HEX daily stats yet, so yeah, don't change these. You can change this value, change most of these values. You can change these values. Kind of mess around with it and see how you do. Yeah, $2,000 at 5 years could net you